in each state of matter? Solid, liquid, gas. In a gas, the particles are moving rapidly and randomly. Describe the movement of particles in a liquid.
The particles are close together, but they can move past each other.
Close together, but they slide past each other. Good. What will be the second point? See, you have to see the marks also. This question is of 2 marks. So you have to give at least 2 points. Okay, to get full marks.
Attraction between liquid molecules is lesser than solid.
Lesser than solid. Very good. Force of attraction is lesser than solid, so they can slide past each other. Okay, or you can write that the particles are close, but they can slide past each other. Okay. Secondly, you can tell that their movement is faster than gas particles. Faster than solid particles. Faster than solid and slower than liquid, slower than gas. Okay, see, they're asking about the movement. So you have to give at least 2 points related to the movement. So first thing, you can tell that they can slide past each other. Okay, they can move and they can leave their space or place. Also, you can also write this, that they can leave their place. And number 2, you can tell about their speed. Part B, how does the movement of particles in a solid change when it is heated?
The particles gain energy and then they start to lose their forces of attraction between them and then they become liquid.
Good. Good answer. And someone from online also said the answer. Correct. That the solid particles absorb energy when they are heated. They absorb heat energy or they absorb energy and start moving faster. Or start vibrating faster also you can write. Move faster, vibrate faster. Or you can also give the reference of collision. The rate of collision will be more. That collision increases. Rate of collision increases. But this question is of 1 mark. So it's enough if you just say this, that they absorb energy. When we heat them, they absorb energy and start moving faster. Okay, see. What name is given to the process which happens when liquid water changes to water vapor at room temperature?
Evaporation.
Simple. Evaporation and boiling. Yeah, at room temperature. Very good. Good point. Evaporation happens at room temperature. Okay, evaporation. Who knows? What's room temperature? Yeah?
Room temperature is the temperature of an average room.
Yeah, and what is it? 25. 25. 25 temperature of the room. Okay, the normal room temperature. And it's 25. What is meant by the term freezing?
Changing from liquid to solid.
Liquid to solid. The process, yeah?
It is a phase change in which a liquid is cooled to such a limit that the particles stop moving and settle into a stable arrangement.
Stop moving and?
Settle into a stable arrangement.
Stable arrangement, yeah. Correct. You use very difficult words, but it's fine.
Yeah, but this is only 1 mark, so even if you write a simple sentence, it's fine.
Yeah, just 1 mark. And so write the process of liquid changing into solid. Okay, easy. Liquid into solid. When the liquid changes into solid. Okay, next question. Question number 7. A teacher opens up a bottle of perfume at the front of her laboratory. She notices a smell of flowers. A few minutes later, students at the front of the lab notice the smell too. Those students at the back do not notice it until later. What 2 processes must take place for the smell from the perfume to reach the back of the lab? Diffusion and
evaporation.
Brownian movement. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, but I forgot.
Which movement?
Like each other and
Huh.
it shows, so that they fly with the air particles and then it shows that they're bouncing around.
Yeah, and bouncing around, and they spread also. Okay, eventually they will spread. So yes, the online girls, do you know about Brownian movement?
I remember we had done it before, but I don't remember it.
Okay, so it's of 2 marks, so 2 points you have to mention. First point is diffusion, and the second point is Brownian movement, and I'll tell you what is it. Okay, so there are some questions related to Brownian movement as well, but simple questions like this one. So diffusion is simple. We define diffusion as the movement of particles from high to low concentration, and the diffusion happens naturally. Like it's a natural process, it's an automatic process that the particles naturally they have a tendency to move from high to low concentration. Okay, so they move naturally. But Brownian movement is is the movement of slightly heavier particles. Okay, so those particles which we can actually see, like dust particles, okay, dust particles, or like light particles. So these type of particles we can see how they move. These heavier particles, they don't move by them. They have a property like they have mass. They are heavy. So it's like that they settle down at the bottom. Okay, they settle down on the land, on the earth. But they get bombarded with the air particles. Okay, continuously bombarded. Their collision between the particles increases, between air particles, with air particles. So there are air particles which are continuously moving because of diffusion. Okay, small air particles which we cannot see. Okay, they are moving, and these particles, these invisible particles, they hit the visible particles which are in the air. So they keep on hitting and bombarding on them. They keep on colliding with them, which makes these heavier particles also move in the air. Okay, so the heavier particles move because of the continuous collision with these smaller particles. This is Brownian movement. Okay, so Brownian movement, you can observe the Brownian movement from the light rays. When the light rays enter the room, then you can see these particles move, small particles. You can see it from the projector also, if you can see right now. Okay, from the light, you can see in the light there are small particles. These are actually dust particles, and they are floating or they are moving because they are continuously bombarded with these lightweight air particles. Okay, so this is Brownian movement. You can also see it when you take out a tissue paper from the box. So there are dust particles floating. Okay, that's Brownian. So the bottle, the perfume smell from the bottle, it spreads because of diffusion and because of Brownian movement. Okay, the random motion of particles. Later in the day, when the room had cooled, the teacher tries the same experiment with the different class. When the room has cooled now, the smell is the same, but it takes longer to reach at the back of the lab. So explain this observation. When the room is cooled, who will tell? Not letting them?
Particles.
Yeah, why?
Particles don't too much energy converting to the
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they just take a long time to reach.
Yeah.
Already has high concentration of the oil.
Later in the day. What's your answer? Particles actually don't become heavy when we cool them. The particles, they lose their energy. Remember I told you in freezing and condensation that the particles, when we decrease the temperature, particles start releasing or losing their energy and they come close to each other. Right? So that's why they take longer time to diffuse or to move. Okay, because they release their energy and they become relaxed. So it's opposite to heating. Like see here, the particles, these are particles, and when we heat them, they are moving at their normal speed. When we heat them, they absorb the energy and start moving fast. Okay, but opposite to it is that when we cool them, then the particles release their energy, they become relaxed and they move slower as compared to the starting. They start moving slow. Okay, so energy is released. So when the room temperature is cold, then the particles release their energy, it's exothermic change, and the rate of diffusion will become slow. Okay, so in part B you can write that particles release energy or start releasing their energy, and when they release their energy they come close, and rate of diffusion, and hence the rate of diffusion will be slow, or the speed will become slow.
Come close
And hence rate of diffusion will be slow. You can also give the reference of intermolecular attraction, that attraction increases and it will not let the particles move. Okay, this question is also of 2 marks, so you have to write some 2 points, 2 valid points. So first point will be this one, that they release energy. Okay, they release their energy, and the second point will be that they become relaxed, force of attraction increases, so their rate of diffusion or movement also becomes slow. Okay. Yes, online girls, is it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now next, page 25, question 8. Now this is a picture of the cooling curve. The picture shows the change in temperature as the substance cools down. Huh? Sure. What is happening to the substance between C and D? Huh? So you are saying that this is freezing. The particles are freezing in C to D, or is it representing any physical state? It's a cooling curve, no? But temperature remains constant when there is a process happening.
It's condensation.
When it's condensation or when it's freezing, whether it is condensation or freezing, the temperature remains same at that point. So it means that B to C is freezing or condensation. But C to D,
So why is it written melting point?
this is melting point, no? So they have written melting point. What is the opposite of melting point? Freezing. Okay, see, the melting is liquid to solid. So when we are cooling it, it will be solid to no. Melting is solid to liquid. Okay, this is melting. They have given melting point. So opposite to it will be liquid to solid, means freezing. Okay, and I told you that melting point and freezing point will be the same. Do you remember? Yeah, the melting and boiling point, because these two, they are the processes between the same physical states. So the temperature will be the same. Okay, so melting point, if it is a decreasing curve, cooling curve, so it is the same as freezing point. So it means this is a change between solid and liquid. Okay, so liquid is turning into solid. So A to B is representing liquid, C to D is representing solid, and the area where the temperature is the same, this part is representing freezing.
And like both are present at that time, liquid and solid.
Did you get it? So what is happening between C and D? Yeah, it's representing a physical state and the particles are cooling down further. Not C, C to D they are asking. C to D, in that portion, temperature is decreasing. It's still a solid state, solid physical state, but the temperature is decreasing. Okay, the force of attraction is becoming strong between the particles. Cooling and heating curve. Heating curve is that when we heat the substance, temperature goes up, right? Temperature goes up. So it means that the graph will also go up. So see here that this is a temperature. So graph will go up when we heat it. Okay. So this will represent that how solid will change into liquid and how the liquid will change into gas. This is heating curve, because first solid will melt and turn into liquid, and then liquid will boil and turn into gas. So this is heating curve, which will represent us which is representing the physical states, all the physical states and the processes also. Between solid to liquid, it's melting, and between liquid to gas, what is it called? Yeah, boiling or evaporation. So this is heating curve, and the opposite to it is this one, which is cooling curve. Temperature, the graph is going down. Okay, and it is telling us states also and physical changes also. Melting point is written that just to tell that this is a temperature at which it melts and at which it freezes. It's the same, just to confuse you. Okay. Huh? The second point, first of all, is representing C to D is representing solid state, and the second point will be that the force of attractions are becoming strong. As the temperature is cooled down, the force of attraction is becoming strong. It's only solid state, beta. C to D is only solid. Liquid is A to B. Okay, liquid is A to B. It's coming down. Temperature is coming down, and B to C is freezing. Means that portion is representing you when it is half liquid, half solid. It's in the freezing state. Then the temperature remains constant. Okay, so always remember, when the temperature is same, it means that this is some phase change. Some phase change is happening here. Okay, for the melting point, it's given, you can guess from melting point also that this is the phase change between liquid and solid, not between gas and liquid. Okay, so solid to liquid, as it is cooling curve, so it must be freezing. Okay, to confuse you, they have given opposite. If it is heating curve, then this point should be melting point, but in the cooling curve, it is freezing. What is happening to the particles of the substance between A and B? Yeah, and the particles are coming close. Good. Okay, because it's liquid stage now, it is representing liquid stage. So what is happening to the particles as we are cooling down? The particles are coming close. The force of attraction is increasing. Okay, then it's a liquid state. Still, it's a liquid state. And why does the temperature not changing between B and C? It's undergoing a phase change, and the particles are losing their energy. It's becoming strong. And the particles are coming close. You're asking about B, right? Decreases. Good. Kinetic energy decreases. Okay, temperature is not changing between B and C because the particles are releasing their energy. Releasing energy. It's an exothermic change. energy is being released as the temperature is cooled down. That's why, because that point, that time is taken for releasing the energy. That is why during that time the temperature remains same during the whole freezing phase. Okay, and when it has frozen, then it has turned into solid. Okay, then the temperature starts decreasing again when it is solid. Yeah, C part is that why does the temperature not change? Because they are releasing their energy. Are you getting it? Yes, online girls, do you have any question related to this question? Any confusion?
So you can tell B part.
Yeah, B part is what is happening to the particles of the substance between A and B. A and B, first point is that it's a liquid stage and temperature is decreasing. Liquid stage, temperature is decreasing. And point number 2 will be that particles are coming close and the force of attraction is increasing.
Right, thank you, teacher.
Welcome. Okay, now question number 9. I am erasing the ink, okay? I'm erasing this question number 8. Okay. And now question number 9. Ammonia gas with 17 molecular mass is a base that changes universal indicator to purple. You guys remember, right? Acid bases? The changes
Yes.
in indicator paper and pH scale, all that. Okay, hydrogen chloride gas is 36.5 is an acid that changes universal indicator to red. The figure shows an experiment done with these two gases. After 2 minutes, the universal indicator paper changed to purple. Why did the universal indicator change to purple and not red? Hydrochloric acid. Before hydrochloric acid. Good. Did you understand? Okay. Ammonia. Its mass is given. Ammonia particles have 17 molecular mass. Okay. So their speed will be more as compared to HCl. HCl particles are heavy with 36.5 mass. So their speed is slow. So ammonia particles will reach universal indicator before HCl particles. That's why it will turn to purple, not red. Okay, so first it will turn to purple because of ammonia particles reaching first, because they are fast. Okay, simple answer. But it's of 3 marks. So again, you will give a little explanation of it. Okay, that ammonia particles are 17. Okay, one molecule of ammonia has 17 mass and one molecule of hydrochloric acid 36.5 mass. So ammonia particles are light in weight. They will diffuse or they will move fast as compared to HCl. So they will reach the universal indicator first. Okay, so you have to give these 2-3 points of explanation in this question. They will reach universal indicator first or before HCl. No, these are lots of points. These are 3 points. You can give them points. Huh? That first write about the mass of these particles, comparing the two masses, and then the second point will be you will write that 17 mass particles are lighter than HCl particles, and third point will be they will diffuse faster and reach the universal indicator first. Okay, being light in weight, just break them into points. Yeah. Yeah, but tell this also that they will diffuse faster, they will reach first because they are light in weight, because their mass is light. Okay, you have to give the reference of mass also, because they have given you in the question The point of giving mass in the question is that you have to give the reference of mass. Okay? That's why they told you. Okay. Next, same question, part B. A further experiment is shown in the figure measuring the rates of diffusion of ammonia and hydrochloric acid. See, there are lots of questions related to this experiment, ammonia and hydrochloric acid. Okay, so the two diagrams, now there is only one wool. Okay, there is ammonia in the first diagram and HCl wool, a dipped wool in the second diagram. Okay, on the other side there is only universal indicator paper placed. In the ammonia tube, the color changed in 34 seconds. Estimate approximately how long it took for the universal indicator paper in the HCl tube to change color.
50 seconds, I think. 50 seconds.
Give a reason.
The same reason that hydrochloric acid is heavier, so it takes more time to reach the universal indicator than ammonia.
Wait. Okay, wait. The online girl. First, tell me your answer. Someone is telling me the answer. Yes, beta.
I said I choose the answer C because again the same answer that ammonia is heavier than ammonia particles are heavier than hydrochloric acid, so hydrochloric acid takes more time to
You
reach
told
the
it
universal.
the opposite time. You told the opposite thing. Ammonia particles are lighter than hydrochloric, not heavier.
Oh,
Lighter.
sorry.
Yeah. Ammonia particles are lighter and HCl particles are heavier. So they will take
So they will take more time.
more time to reach, longer time. Good. Okay, now your answer.
I wrote a little paragraph, so I assume the answer is B because HCl is dense, but not too much, so the answer is in the 100 seconds. 55 seconds is not correct because HCl is denser than ammonia, which diffuses at 34 seconds. This also disqualifies A, B is the answer.
A and D. Yeah, A and D are incorrect because first of all, HCl is not same as ammonia, so A is not correct, and it 25 seconds means it is lighter than ammonia particles, which is also wrong. Okay, and 100 seconds it's like too long to take. Okay, so 50 seconds is correct. 50-second answer, and the reason is the same, that because they are heavier than ammonia particles, so they will take a little bit more time to reach, but not too much. Okay, not 100 seconds, it will take 50 seconds. Okay, so this chapter is also finished, so we'll start next chapter. Okay, in the class directly. Chapter 21, yes. And in chapter 21, I will announce it in the group also that first topic 21.1, that's excluded. Okay, so we will discuss.
Teacher, why are we
There are total
skipping so many chapters and going all the way to 21?
We will study them in grade 9. Because some of the chapters, actually this book is changed. In the previous book, these chapters were the same. Like first we study states of matter, secondly separating techniques, third we'll study periodic table, and then ionic bonding covalent. So we will go like step by step. Okay, so smaller topics, and then we'll move to the bigger topics. But in this book, in this book they are just randomly arranged. So, but the chapters that we are skipping, we will do them in grade 9 and in second term also. Don't worry, we'll do all.
Okay.
Okay, so you can
That
go.
is the thing to worry about, that you have to do all.
No, this book is randomly arranged. I'm not happy with this book, but we have to study. Test next week. So start preparing this chapter. I will tell you the day. Not Sunday, maybe the end of next week. Okay, and the online girls also. Next week, I will take your test someday.
Okay.
But it won't be surprise test. I will tell you the day.
Okay, teacher.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, teacher. Have a good day.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.